Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. What can I say about it that hasn't been already said? Episode 5 is considered to be one of the greatest sequels of all time, and if not one of the best movies of all time, including one of the best Star Wars. I love this movie a lot. As a matter of fact, it may be even one of my favorite movies. Kind of ranking up there with Pulp Fiction and Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. You know, it's a classic. But what can I say about it that hasn't already been said? That's the thing, though. I can only really give you a rundown of the movie and my personal opinion. But what are you here for? Because this movie is so, widely loved, a lot of opinions have already been made. But let's see if I can try to give you some of my own. So let's get down with the plot before I get down with my opinions. So the Empire is looking for the rebels after the destruction of the Death Star. And they find them on the ice planet Hoth. And all of this leads up to what may be one of the greatest scenes of all time. The Battle of Hoth.
Alright boys, keep tight now. Luke, I have no approach vector. I'm not set. Steady, Dak. Attack pattern Delta. Go now.
I love this just entirety of the shot so much. Oh boy, it's so much fun to watch. I love it so much. So then after getting a bunch of fleets off the planet, the Millennium Falcon takes off with Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, and C-3PO, and Luke Skywalker takes R2-D2 because Ben Kenobi, the old dude from the last movie, told Luke to go to the planet Dagobah. Luke heads over to Dagobah to find a Jedi Master named Yoda. And Han, Leia, and all the, Chewie and C-3PO, they all go to meet up with the rest of the rebels on some other planet. The Millennium Falcon's being cornered by all these Imperial ships, and then he's being chased by them. So, that's a problem. So, the Empire's chasing them down, they go into an asteroid field, they escape the asteroid field by hiding on one of the ships before they make the jump to light speed. Then they float out in the trash, pretend they are trash, and then they and then they fly away. And then Han's like, let's go to Bespin, which is Cloud City, by the way. And on their trip to Cloud City, they make it. But turns out Empire got there beforehand. Now let's go back over to Luke. So Luke lands on planet Dagobah actually kind of crash lands. Trains with Yoda to become a Jedi Knight. Ship sinks. Yoda teaches him that the Force can do anything by lifting his ship out of the swamp. Senses that, oh no, Leia and Han and Chewie and everyone's in danger. They are. So instead of finishing his Jedi training, he leaves Yoda alone. God, what a dick. I don't know how he gets to Bespin, but he gets to Bespin, faces off against Darth Vader. Gets his hand chopped off. Darth Vader reveals, Luke, I am your father.
I am your father.
And basically, that's the end of the movie. Also, one more thing. Han gets frozen in carbonite, which is like an encasing. So the reason they did this was they weren't sure if Harrison Ford would be returning for the sequel, which is Return of the Jedi, after Empire Strikes Back. So they were like, well, if Han's frozen in carbonite, that's just how it's gonna be. So, yeah, that was a thing. Overall opinion of this movie, I love it. I rewatched it last night just so I could do a review for you guys, and it was a blast all the way through. From the beginning, which when I was little I never understood the slow parts, but when you're older you kind of appreciate them to kind of break the pace a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, even when Luke gets attacked by a Wampa, like an abominable snowman thingy in the beginning of the movie, it's still like, oh yeah, I'll sit through this, yeah. Totally legit. I love The Empire Strikes Back. Again, I gotta say it so much. I watched this movie so much when I was a kid. The Battle of Hoth blew my mind. It blew my goddamn mind, you know what I mean? The walkers were my favorite thing when I was little, and I wanted the Lego set so bad. Show them the Lego set. Training with Yoda is undoubtedly one of the most interesting segments of the movies. And not because it's like, you know, actiony or anything, but it's kind of like, it gives you a little life lesson while you're watching the movie. And now that I'm older, I kind of understand that more than what I did when I was little. As in, when I was little, these were just quotes to say to your father, and your father would repeat them back to you as he's telling you to clean your room. Overall, I have revealed a lot of the plot, but to really understand the movie, you need to watch it yourself. That's how good The Empire Strikes Back is. Empire Strikes Back is a movie that gets better and better every time you watch it. And I can't say that for a lot of movies. So some movies I can watch over and over just because of the action, and I think it's well shot. But something like The Empire Strikes Back is just, every time I watch it, it's like a new experience. You always learn something new. You notice a little thing you never noticed before. Like, say, Kingsman, for example. I like this movie. I love this movie a lot. Let's just scratch that. I love this movie. But the second time watching it, it didn't have the impact it did the first time. Empire Strikes Back does the opposite, where every time I do watch it, I like it even more than I did before. Weird how this movie has stood the test of time for over 35 years now. It's a lot of years. I encourage you that if you have not watched The Empire Strikes Back, you need to get on it. Anyway, I'm just blabbing now about how much I love The Empire Strikes Back. I wish I had my friend here to talk about it because I love this movie so much and he would probably call me an idiot for liking it, but that's just me. This was Outtake. I'm Sebastian Davis. And stay tuned for more outtakes.